Hey guys, it's Timmy here for BLGaming.com, and today we're bringing you some exclusive sneak peek looks at some of the content released in today's patch. That's October 19th, 2012. We got some really interesting things today. First, we'll start off at the beginning with our new god, Hercules, which will be released hopefully in either in the next patch or the patch after that. They've got a lot of things in the work, guys, so I'm not sure how fast they'll be getting everything out. So let's hop right in. The only thing that we've got for Hercules in this patch would be his effects. So we know that he's kind of early in the making, so that's why I said maybe not in the next patch. But here we didn't get a lot for him, but we do have the swapping effects that we get for most of the melee gods. So we're expecting his auto attack to be melee. Um, so that's not really unexpected. Here's the generic hit 01. So this is what it's going to look like when you're hit by his auto attack. Nothing too spectacular. Pretty familiar. And the only ability effect that we got at all was his ability 01 effect, Impact. So Impact usually means it's a ranged attack. So maybe he has something similar where he can activate his ability 1 and do and throw a projectile out like Freya's 2 does, or it could just be an effect that happens when you're hit by his auto attack melee, and it's just an active that he turns on by pressing his 1 ability. Either way, it looks like it hits, and then maybe gives you some sort of debuff like a slow. It looks like a slow to me. So either a slow or some kind of maybe armor reduction. I don't know. Should be interesting to see. It's really cool because Hercules is, one of the most popular, one of my most favorite mythological characters. He's not really a god; he's a demigod. So I'm anxious to see him in the game and how they work him in and how his whole set will be. So moving on, that is Hercules and the effects that we have so far. Now the exciting news. Okay. From the looks of it, we may or may not be getting new maps or new skins for maps that we already have. I think that we're getting at least one new map for one of the new game types, and we'll just start from the beginning, and I'll explain what I think about each file as I go down. Really exciting first thing we see, Asgard Dragon Gatekeeper. So it looks like the Norse pantheon is getting some attention. Some of these are untextured right now. Later on, it's gonna take me a little time to get everything textured and compiled correctly. So I'll try to release an updated version of the video later. For now, I'm just trying to get this content out there and see what everybody thinks about it and what their ideas on everything is. So here we have the Dragon Keeper statue. This is likely going to just be a statue that we see in the Asgard map. This could be a skin version for the Conquest map that we already have, or it could be a whole new map on its own. My opinion is it's just this new skin for the Conquest map that we have already. I wouldn't say arena because we have things like the trees here, which we don't see in the arena, but I could be completely wrong. High Res is really good at keeping us surprised and on our toes. So, yeah. Next, we have the Egyptian Anubis statue. The Egyptian files that I've seen so far really makes me think that they're doing a whole rework of the Conquest map into an Egyptian style. Everything's look really similar. We have Egyptian creeps and minions, like I'll show you in just a little bit. Right here, we have the Egyptian. It's called the Egypt Arch. Show some of the buildings that we're going to be seeing in this map, or this skin for the Conquest map. Capture point circle. Well, now I'm pretty sure that it's a new map for the new game type. Maybe there's points that you have to capture. Really interesting. Again, none of these are textured. Really sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure if they have textures or if they just wasn't compiled correctly. I'll get to work on that as soon as I can and update it. So keep an eye out for it. But as for now, we're kind of just going through here, looking at the models and seeing what they look like, and trying to get an idea of how they're going to play into either a new game type or how they fit into the game types we already have. I was told by a reliable source that we were getting 2 more game types before 2013. So this might be something we see, around Christmas or something. So this is really, really exciting. I'm glad that they put these in the game files for us to look at. Hi-Rez has really, really impressed me with this patch, and you can tell from the massive amount of content here that they have been working their butts off to give us some good stuff. And I've seen a couple posts on Reddit and blgaming.com about how people would like, how the community would like to see a lot of the different pantheons worked in, because right now we're kind of stuck into the Roman thing, and it's kind of unfair to the other gods and stuff. So this is exciting to see. It's something that needed to be done, and from the looks of it, most of the stuff that they have here is really, really, really nice looking, and they've just done a great job. Some of it's just a little bit weird to look at, not knowing. This is called the Spawn Temple. So this might be where the creeps, if it's something like a siege mode or something, this might be where the creeps spawn and just keep coming out. We'll see. We'll have to see what you guys think, because I'm kind of baffled. There's so much to take in. It's hard to really figure out, what it's going to be like in game. Here's really, really cool Sobek Raw Anubis heads. So they're going to be in the map somewhere, at least. The Spawn Temple here with the obelisks on top. Pretty nice. We have a statue of Anubis here seated. We're going to see a lot of the Anubis statues and stuff, because honestly, when you think about an Egyptian god, Anubis kind of is the generic picture that pops into your head. I'm skipping over some of these because some of these are just parts of walls and such. So you can try to read through the names of each, and sometimes the names will give you a great idea of what it's going to look like or what it's going to be in the game. Here we have the textures for some of the materials. They're not applied, but I'm going to zoom in as far as I can without losing quality. You can look at these and tell that, from what I can see here, this is probably a whole new map, or at least a rework of the arena map. I'm not in the beginning I was saying maybe these are new skins for the Conquest. The more I see, the more I'm confused. So I'm really anxious to hear y'all's input. Here we see the Anubis statue, a bunch of rocks, and then we see a round area in the middle. So it may be something similar to LOL's Dominion map, because we saw the capture points up there earlier. I don't know. It's interesting to see, and gives you a lot to think about. And sorry for some of these are turned sideways and turned upside down. There's nothing I can do about that right now. So sorry about that, guys. But I just wanted to give you a look at the textures so you can see what I saw, and give me some comments about your ideas, because I love when I put these videos out and I speculate on what's going to happen. I always get some really, really great speculation from you guys, and there's always at least someone that comes out with an idea that I didn't even consider at all that seems to hit the nail right on the head. So please go to my YouTube channel or comment at blgaming.com and let me know what you all think. I'm really anxious to hear about everybody's thoughts. Here we have the Egyptian river. This is the mesh. This is the model for it. It's untextured right now. Here's another model for the way it's kind of going to look. It looks like it needs some work. It's probably unfinished, but yeah. So it looks like it's got some river mud. Sorry, that's not anything. This is the FX Egypt. Basically, these are some effects that you will see blowing through the map. The torches. There's going to be sand gusts, stuff like uh, water jug, whatever that is. I guess water's going to be spouting out of maybe some fountains or statues or whatever. Uh, Looks pretty cool. Nothing too spectacular. We got the locust swarm here, where you have locusts just everywhere. So maybe they'll be in the jungle, or maybe they'll just be everywhere, or maybe they'll be um, a part of the map that you're not supposed to go to, and you get damaged like a dot. So, and that's not completely finished either. So that effect will look a lot cooler once I compile all the materials and textures correctly. So let's go on down here. And it looks like there is going to be a jungle. If you look at this, FX sand over jungle. So there's probably going to be a jungle in the Egyptian map. So that's really interesting. Just something to take in and think about. Okay. Next is really exciting for me. I've been waiting to see this Pantheon added. It's interesting to see it added as a map before it's added with a god. I don't think there's any Mayan gods in the game right now. But looks like we are getting the Mayan, either a Mayan skin for one of the maps we already have, or a whole new Mayan map. Here we have the Mayan calendar, which is badass. I'm so glad they're putting the Mayan calendar in the game. That is, in my eyes, totally epic. Ignore the sphere here. The sphere is just kind of a generic object that they put the material on for us to be able to see it. This will probably be on a wall or a statue. But yeah, it's just an idea of what it's going to look like. Let me see if I can get a texture here. That way we can see better the details. Yeah. So it looks like they did a really good job about replicating the original Mayan calendar. So that's really awesome. Can't wait to see that in game. This is called the Mayan Arch. We don't have the textures like we did in the Egyptian files that shows us exactly what it's going to look like, but we have something a little bit better. A 3D model of at least part of the map, maybe the entire map. Let me see if I can zoom in here. Nope. This makes me think that the Mayan stuff is actually an entire new game type. Maybe like a horde mode or something similar to a horde mode where NPCs continuously pour out. Your team has to fight through them to get to the enemy base or what have you, and destroy like a temple or a pyramid or something like that. So yeah, it's really interesting to see. Really anxious to see how it's put into the game. Really impressed as well. Looks like Hi-Rez has really been working their butts off. So GG Hi-Rez, good job. And this is kind of just some textures that you'll see: the grass, the walls. Nothing that can really give us a great idea of anything other than, the grass is going to be green, the walls are going to be gray. Here is a Mayan Aztec wall. Really cool. We get to see, the textures on that and see how well it's made, and it looks, perfect. It's exactly what you would expect from a Mayan themed wall. And from these wall pieces here, it makes me believe that it's not going to be an arena skin or anything like that, because if it were an arena thing, we would probably see rounded walls because it's a circular map. So I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but yeah, this is the Mayan Aztec wall ornate. So this is just another piece of the wall, but it's got a guy with a big nose on it. So yeah, let's move on. We have a Mayan Olmec head. This is probably some kind of shout out to the way that the Mayans used to sacrifice people and cut off their heads and let it roll down the temples that you saw. So maybe that'll just be a statue. Maybe it'll be a big ass head that rolls down the temple that you have to dodge or something. I'm not sure. Now we're moving back to the NPCs for the Egyptian map. This is basically just if you ever look up into the sky on Conquest, you will have hawks or whatever flying over. I think this is going to be the equivalent to that for the Egyptian map. Maybe not. I'm not sure because it looks like they put a little bit more detail into this. So this could be something completely different. It looks like the model is pretty small, so I don't expect it to be like a Phoenix equivalent or anything like that. But it may be something completely new, a new kind of mechanic in the game that is specifically for that game type. I know if you played any of the other MOBAs, sometimes they have carriers, stuff like that you can send back to get you items when you're out fighting. Maybe that'll be this. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens in game. And it looks like maybe we have some animations for it. Just flying around, looks like. So it kind of looks like it just flies to different places and perches for a little while. This animation really makes me think that it's going to be just, like the hawk or the eagle or what have you in the Conquest map. It's him perched. Here's reactions to stuff. I'm not sure. Interesting. Please comment. Let me know what you all think. I have no idea what's going on. Here we have something really awesome. This is the Egyptian Fury. So I'm guessing this is the equivalent to the Gob Fury in the Conquest map. Looks really, really nice. Has the whole mummy look with some really badass wings. It's just really cool. I love this. They did a great job. They did a great job on all these models and textures and materials. Really, really impressed. Let's go on here. This is just another view of the same model. I don't think she has any kind of animations. No, it doesn't look like she has any animations at this time. So let's move on. Okay, these are awesome. These are the Egyptian, like you have the Roman Rangers and the bigger creeps. I can't remember what they're called. This is the bigger ones for the Egyptian style map. These are called golems. First we have just the regular golem by itself. I'm pretty sure that we won't see it be coming out like that at all. I'm pretty sure at all times the golems will be carrying axes like this. So we'll see those big things coming out. And here is the obsidian golem, which I'm sure is the equivalent to like the fire minions after you take down a phoenix. Looks really, really awesome. I love the fact that they went with obsidian. It's just a really badass take on Egypt, and I love what they did with it. It's perfect. So let's move on here and go on to the next thing on our list. If we can find it, here we go. These are the melee and ranged creeps that will be coming out for the Egyptian map. Very awesome. Mummies, awesome shields, look great. I'm not sure what the weapon's called, but the weapon is badass as well. This is the friendly creep with the blue shield, and then you have the enemy creep with the red weapon and red shield as well. Kind of get an idea. They have this like scarab pendant on their chests. Pretty cool, with their mouths wide open. Looks like they don't have a jaw, maybe. And then here are the ranged ones. Really awesome. Reminds me of a cartoon I used to watch when I was younger. I can't remember, but it had a bunch of mummies on it, and they would say, "With the power of Ra," and then they would get powers. And for some reason, this reminds me of that. So, yeah. There's an enemy one. It's perfect. It's exactly what you would expect for an Egyptian map and creep. So let's move on. We have a griffin statue. This is probably just going to be a statue that we see in placed somewhere in the Egyptian map. From the looks of his mouth, he could be something that attacks, especially because it's an NPC file. So he could shoot fireballs out of his mouth, similar to like a phoenix, or basically just a guardian statue that you have to destroy. I'm not sure. So let's move on here. We have the NPC Nike statue, or Nike. I'm not sure. I'm sure it relates to some pantheon, but basically it's just a statue, a really, really big statue of this chick. And it is a statue that's all together, but for some reason they have each of it has its own model, and I think it has something to do with the animation here, so that it can just kind of fall apart, crumble to the ground like you see with the statues and stuff. So, yeah. So let's move on. It's not really anything too spectacular. This, however, is going to be awesome. This is going to go along with the Asgard map, the Norse map, I suppose. This is called the Norse Demon. This is probably one of the most badass models I've seen in game. This is just, I'm not sure, I think this is one of the smaller, like if you go to the red buff to kill, you have the two smaller minions, and then you have the main big guy that gives you the buff. I think these are the smaller ones that are going to be on the side of the Norse demon. Not sure what buff this will be. Maybe the red buff. I'm not sure, but it looks so badass that I wish it was a god that you could play in game. Maybe Lucifer. This is the big guy. I think this is going to be the big one in the camp, especially because he looks a lot more badass. He's got more detail. I think he has more horns than the other one did as well. So, but yeah, really, really awesome model. I'm excited about it. I'm so excited. They've done such a great job of listening to the community, and I was told by a reliable source that the 2 new game modes will be released before 2013, so we should be seeing this stuff before Christmas or around Christmas, so keep your eye out. The last 2 files that we have is really, really interesting. We have, these are called objectives. This is the Egypt objective. I'm going to skip through these right here because we have better versions of those models down here that I'll show you. All these effects, particle effects, are not compiled properly, so I'm not going to really get into them. These here, FX point idle enemy. I'm not sure. You see this. This is not the complete effect. It's not rendered completely properly, and it's missing some texture. So this is not exactly what you're going to see, but you will see the blue effect coming up, and then you'll see the rune here on the bottom. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that you see maybe when you use your recall animation, or maybe it's a point on the map that you can go to that will re-energize your life or your mana. I'm not sure at all what that's going to be, but it's just interesting to look at and see what it's about. See a lot of sand effects that's going to be going on in the Egypt map, like you would expect. A lot of these textures don't really make any sense at all, so I'm not going to get into those. Let's go on down here. Okay, we have point cap obelisk. So apparently you're going to have these points, these obelisks that you have to go around and capture. So It's probably going to be really similar to the Dominion mode on LOL. Um, you go around, you capture the points. You capture the points. The longer you keep them, the more your enemy team loses tickets. Uh, I'm not sure, but that's what I'm expecting it to be. It's what seems to make sense with these models that we're seeing and the names of each model. Uh, let's move on here. We have sarcophagus um, that you'll also be trying to capture. It looks like underneath there you see the guardian, the Egyptian guardian. I'll show you more of him in just a second and a little bit of his animations. But here we have the sarcophagus. There's probably going to be sarcophaguses around, or sarcophagi. I'm not sure how to say the plural version of that, but you'll have those around just like you have the obelisks, and they might be more of, like, you might have to get to the obelisks to get to the sarcophaguses. So this might be like a more valuable capture point that you can get. And I'll say that because you have this guy, which is called the Sand Guardian. Let's see if I can move down to where we can see him a little bit better. And I think where you saw him just a second ago underneath the sarcophagus, I think when you start to capture the sarcophagus, he will pop up to defend it. And here we have some of the animations that he has. Looks like he's about to shoot a Kamehameha after that. This is called base 2 in ranged animation. Here we have the death. This is, I guess, what it looks like when you're killing him. Here's him firing. I don't know what he's going to be throwing. Maybe some fireballs or some stones. Who knows? Here's the idle animation for him. Really, really cool. Anxious to see what he's going to look like, completely textured and compiled correctly. It reminds me of a genie for some reason, or just a complete badass that's just waiting for you to attack. Oh yeah, this is definitely shows him coming out of the sarcophagus. He basically punches his fist up, grabs to the edges, and lifts himself out of the sarcophagus to start attacking. So once you get to the sarcophagus to capture it, it looks like this guy's just going to come out and be like, no, you got to go through me first. So, oh, it's interesting here. We have some animations for the obelisk that I've never seen before. So let's see what this looks like. Looks like it's tilting a little bit. Let me see if I can get a closer look here. So I'm not sure if it's just unfinished or if it's just very subtle. But that's the animation. Let's see. Now this one is called NPC Point Cap Sarco, so I'm guessing this is sarcophagus. Maybe we need to change yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That is what it's going to look like when you start to attack the sarcophagus. I guess he's going to just punch his fist up. It's going to raise up. He's going to come out of it and start attacking like a jack-in-the-box. I don't think this animation works with the other models. But yeah, that's pretty much gives us an exact idea of what it's going to look like when he comes out. So I want to get a better look at him this time because he's doing a completely different animation, it looks like. Huh. Looks like when he first comes out, he opens it up, climbs out, and then pulls something up. So, I don't know. He may have a weapon that he uses. Maybe a mace. I'm not sure. Interesting. Okay, let's move on here. The rest is kind of just, better detailed version models of what we've already seen. Really nice stuff. Everything looks nice and clean. And the last thing that we have in the game files here is called Objective Siege Engine. So this is very interesting. This makes me think that at least one of the new game types coming out is going to be a horde mode type thing, where more NPCs just keep pouring out and you have to destroy them, or in this case it looks like a kind of like a Bastet cat. Maybe lots of them come out after you. You get a wave of like 20 cats that you have to fight off. I'm not sure, but that's one idea that comes to mind when I see this model in the Objective Siege Engine file. It's the only thing that really makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm anxious to hear what you guys think. And the last one we have here is a catapult. So I'm thinking either these are catapults that come out that you have to go and destroy, that attack your base or something, or it might be like an objective type thing where you can go capture the catapult, and if you capture it, then it becomes friendly and starts attacking the enemies for you. I'm not completely sure. It's going to be interesting to see. Really great to see some siege weapons come into the game, and really interesting mechanic for a new game type that might be coming out. So really great stuff from Hi-Rez. Looks like they've really been working to try to get this stuff out for us, and really been paying attention to the community and what we want. So that really restores my faith in Hi-Rez, and the future of Smite as a game is just going to be getting better and better. Hopefully, I know a lot of you want them to focus on making the rank matches more better, for lack of better words, focusing on the esports aspect of it. But some of these game types are going to bring in a lot of other players, and I think that's really what the community needs. We need just to get the game out there, and once we get well established, Hi-Rez can start focusing on making it more of an esports and stuff. But I think right now there's just a lot of competition, so we'll see what happens. I'm really excited for everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, this is Timmy with blgaming.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe or that follow button, and head on over to blgaming.com to see any of my other stuff. Check out some of the pro guides they have there. They always have the up-to-the-minute news. Really great site. It's basically a one-stop shop for anybody in the community that wants to just get caught up on everything. Maybe find some friends to play with. It's just a great place. Again, thanks for watching. Peace, guys.